Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 Japanese battleship Yamato. Enemy Minnow is going ham on the gearing. Oh no, gearing, stay alive! Please stay alive! And the enemy Minotaur is not the target that killed the friendly gearing. It is the Grosakua first over here. But I was able to get 20,000 on the Minnow and prevent B from being taken, because if he killed the gearing, he was totally going to capture it. So I'm going to continue moving forward. My build is very anti-fire right now. The only skill that I would add to it is basic survivability, but my commander is not quite there yet. I am rocking Yamato, as you can probably tell from the tracer rounds, and not a bad shot on the Grosakua first, who happened to finish off the friendly gearing. Little bit of payback, not so much. Yeah, I would have loved to have that gearing still, and I am just trying to, on cooldown, fire on these targets as best as I can. I am aware that the Minnow was last spotted just south of the island, that is in between B and C, and I was kind of preparing for the Atago and the Grosakua first to run into each other, so I fired preemptively at that location, knowing full well that they would slow each other down and get another 6k. So we've already done 44,000. Enemy DD's dead as well, so the gearing loss is not quite as devastating as it initially appeared. But I'm going to continue moving forward. I really enjoy fire support between C and B, or A and B on this particular map. There is the chance that I might run into the Minnow, and I would love to indulge him in some more citadels, if you know what I mean. I really have enjoyed this ship since the update, so the reason for this video is for the Traverse buff that came in 7.7. This was one of the first games in my Yamato after, and I loved it. I absolutely adore the changes. They make it so much more playable for me as a player. It was so uncomfortable waiting, and oh, hello there, Minnow. Yes, indeed. He did go back towards B. Friendly gearing smoke is still there, and it finally dissipated. But the enemy Minnow is attempting to capture as minimal as he can. He's hiding behind the island, so I'm going to attempt to rotate around and blow him to Kingdom Come with my 9 460mm guns. These puppies will do so much work, and of course he drops off. I would have seen his butt. However, the way the game renders ships, it needs to see the center of the ship in order for it to draw. If I had an aircraft, hydroacoustic, or radar, he would be visible and I could absolutely fire on his butt. As it turns out, he blocked line of sight of his center mass until right there. Now you'll notice I aim center mass and I fail hardcore with that shot. 5 shells ricochet? Really? I should have aimed for a flatter portion of the shot, and of course he's going to try and send torpedoes, so I cut it short. I'm dropping my speed, turning to port, hoping to catch a glimpse of the torpedoes and have an idea of what he wanted, and oh, he softened his angle. We're not going to ricochet that one, my friend. He sends his torpedoes. Narrow spread, it looks like, or maybe panic single. It looks like friendly Cleveland might be in trouble, but I can't do anything about that. And I do think he has sustained damage because the capture progress dropped down, and enemy Atago, oh, you're going to be perfectly broadside, aren't you, my friend? I think enemy Atago sent torpedoes. Oh, we're going to send that in. See ya later, enemy. Perfect broadside, of course, another citadel, and just like that, we have killed 2 targets. Could attempt the capture B. Not that we're going to get much capture done because we're a giant battleship, and really? The torpedoes were spotted by my ship for over 10 seconds, and the friendly sustained not one, but multiple torpedo strikes. Gotta be more aware, players. It's unfortunate for the Cleveland. I would have loved to have him here to capture and also to move forward into the enemy near C point. As is, it's not going to work out. I need to retreat from the west. They're up my butt. I've got to push forward and hopefully line of sight a little bit more. So I take a broadside shot, and of course the Montana just barely too high. It hits about mid-hull, just barely off of the top. If it had the old Montana Citadel, you know, like over a year ago, that would absolutely Citadel him. As it stands, it's only 12,000 damage, which is not a tiny number, but it could have been so much more. So, retreating from B, going towards C, I'm going to try and line of sight at least one of these two battleships from each other. Notice that there is a Shimakaze spotted in the northeast side of the map. It's definitely living up to the reputation, and I know that the enemy team probably doesn't like that. He's not really contributing that much to spotting the friendlies on my team that have pushed through south, but it's their problem, not mine. So this enemy Kurosakua first, yeah, of course. Stop shooting at me from the rear. And of course my shells either ricochet or they don't do any damage to the health of the ship. They do health damage to, I guess, the main battery, but that's not what I want right there, clearly. So I figure, the Montana has a little bit more angle that I can exploit. Plus, these enemies on the west are pushing forward, so I don't want to continuously take damage. I would like to actually kill some battleships. So I move forward. I am visible to the Montana. I know he's going to fire on me, same as the Kurosakua first. But if I can get a good shot, a good salvo, maybe the enemy will think twice, right? Maybe he'll die. That's the goal, of course. Get 2-3 citadels. It's a dream of every Yamato. You are a battleship hunter-killer. And this is a battleship that needs to be killed. I'm trying to maintain good angling against all targets. I think it's pretty good, considering, and we get good dispersion, but didn't do as much damage as I would have hoped for. Just slightly too much angling, I think, from the Montana. But guns are reloaded. Of course, Yamato's beautiful for that. He seems to have a slightly softer angling, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think I could indeed exploit this. And oh, yes, we do. 2 citadels. The guy's barely alive. And of course, I have no aircraft, neither do the friendlies, to spot the Montana as he line of sights with the island. So I'm left dealing with the Kurosakua first, who is burning down. And as I traverse my beautiful turret traverse, Yamamoto, recent Yamato buff, I figure, teammates can deal with it. And they do. Everything looks okay from my position, though. Only the Montana is in range. I can continue to keep a giant island to line of sight the enemy. Obviously, it's only one fire, so I'm not a one fire kind of guy. I'm just going to let it burn for a while. I've got plenty of heal, and the Montana is absolutely interested in firing on us. And, oh, this could be the kill shot. Please be the kill shot. Just verify the enemy location. It looks good. Oh, just so short. He turned away at the very last second. Only 2 shells make contact. They both pin, but they don't do enough. If I might have aimed higher as compensation or single shot my shells, I probably could have killed him there. I was going for the home run when all I needed was a single. And boy, isn't that just the way everything works out sometimes? You feel like, I can kill this guy in one shot if he just gives me a broadside, similar to this Missouri. I'm going to aim for the waterline. It's all going to go in. And then, of course, dispersion says, nope, we're not doing it quite the way you wanted. I do get 6,300 damage on the target, but he's broadside. It's a dream. I can dream. And rotate again, get another broadside shot. Enemies defeated. I think I actually saved a friendly battleship from a ram. Yeah, he was very close to dying. So, honestly, I felt really good about every single decision in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Engaging the Kurosakua first, engaging the Montana, deciding, you wait, Kurosakura first, a little bit too angled. The Montana is showing a little bit too much side. And then, of course, traversing those guns. You really do feel the buff. The buff is really nice. So I'm going to continue moving forward. Friendlies are in at B point. Nobody is spotted by the enemy. However, we can infer that battleship just uses aircraft. It was rotating around a fixed point. The battleship is probably moving south to intercept me, try and prevent his friendlies from dying, and maybe even break out to protect himself. So I use my aircraft, not wanting to give away quite every bit of information, but clearly he can see it leave my ship. I have almost good angling. It doesn't really matter, of course. If I present a perfect bow, he can overmatch it. I need to present a little bit of angling. He fires on me. He gets a great shot. Honestly, I was maybe a little bit too open, and his angling is just right. Like, it could not be more right. Like, it's mechanically right. And, you know, whatever. That's fine. I'll take care of your friend. Wooster can't angle against these 460s. Just need to get good dispersion. We get 2 shells to make contact. No citadel. Enemy returns fire. He honestly got unlucky with his location. I think he aimed for my superstructure, but some of it dipped into the top of the hull where it did almost no damage. I think I only took 4,000 damage. He did incapacitate one of my guns, so I decided I need the gun for this. I repaired it, and of course the dispersion that I get is less than ideal. It's honestly terrible. And I figure, okay, if we're going to get it now, yes we do. Kraken Unleashed. Yamato celebrates it with a little bit of a fireworks display. Friendlies have done a great job against Yamato. He has burned so much. So I'm going to assist him a little bit. Looks like he softened his angle. Friendlies are able to finish off the target. And there's only 2 enemies left. One is capturing C point. The other is right in front of me. And I feel like, you know what? I got 5 kills. I could risk the ship. Maybe we can kill this guy. My number 1 front gun is reloading, and I'm like, oh yes. Press C, cycle C. C cycles the view, and you want to make sure you're over the guns that you actually care about. We fire on the target, and of course we fire behind him, but secondaries finish off the target. Honestly, it gives me flags. It's not the best way of finishing the target off. It's honestly embarrassing, but we got 6 kills. We're definitely going to win. Of course, he sent torpedoes. I will definitely take this. And will it cause a flood? Of course it causes a flood, and it knocks out my engine. Why not? But I have damage control, and I think we're good. Enemy Shima captured C point, but friendly Des Moines, he is intercepting that Shima, and it will be over in a jiffy. Game's going to be a win. I love the buff to the turret traverse for Yamato. It makes it just friendlier to the player, and it shows. It just makes it easier to control. If you have a little bit of a smaller window, the turrets can traverse, and you can exploit that. I have enjoyed my time with this. I can't wait to get the legendary, and that's my focus. If I decide that the legendary slows down the turrets too much, well, you know, whatever. But we got 6 kills, 2,700 base XP. The division carried hardcore. It was not an easy game. We definitely needed to land multiple shots to really win it, but in the end, it was awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.